Hello and welcome to another edition of Iron Port, the program that brings Ghana's port and maritime industry closer to you. We also discuss trading issues that have some direct or indirect effect on the port and maritime industry of Ghana. It is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, Goyle Company Limited, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link, and the Meridian Port Services Limited. The program is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. Folks, this week we are revisiting the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement due to a number of key developments over the week. We will begin with a workshop that brought together a variety of stakeholders on the implementation of the National Export Development Strategy within the context of AfCFTA. The following stories will tell us more. Ghana intends to rake in revenue of $25.3 billion from non-traditional exports by 2029, and as such, government since 2020 has developed the National Export Development Strategy, also known as NETS, as a blueprint to achieve this ambitious target. Simultaneously, the Africa Continental Free Trade Area has also been identified as a viable vehicle to drive the attainment of this 10-year objective. Due to this, the Ghana Exports Promotion Authority (GEPA), the lead agency for the implementation of the National Export Development Strategy, has organized a one-day NETS AfCFTA conference in Accra. The workshop brought together key public and private sector actors that play significant roles in exports and the continental free trade in Ghana to analyze the strategic interventions necessary for the success of the Export Development Strategy. A Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry, Herbert Krapper, called for increased institutional collaboration towards the attainment of the NETS target.
I mean institutional collaboration in the truest sense of the phrase, which naturally starts with a recognition that parties being invited to the table truly have something to offer, and parties sitting around the table accepting in similar respectable fashion that they must give everything they can to make what we do a success. And that is my charge to all of us this morning.
He emphasized that the success of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area will hinge on effective and efficient export. The Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Exports Promotion Authority, Ifua Sabia Sari, indicated that after the first year of the NETS implementation, $3.33 billion in revenue was made from non-traditional exports.
This represents a 17% growth over 2020 earnings of $2.84 billion, posing an increase in the annual growth rate of 7.07%. Despite this increase, a lot more effort will have to be exerted to ensure significant increases for the achievement of the target.
The head of strategic communications at the National Coordination Office of AfCFTA, Catherine Afeku, said her outfit is helping ready Ghanaian businesses for the free market.
The Ghana Trade Information Repository, that is in collaboration with GEPA. So we have a one-stop shop for people to have information on what to do, how to go about it, and where to go. The simple question everybody asks is, I have product, I want to send it from Ghana to Zambia. What do I do? And these are the things that we are at NCO helping the potential exporter to go through.
An Assistant Commissioner of Customs, Fetchin Akoto, revealed that currently 29 countries in Africa can trade among themselves under AfCFTA. At the plenary session of the stakeholder workshop, the various stakeholders enumerated a number of initiatives that will inure to Ghana's success under the Continental Free Trade Area. The Association of Ghana Industries was one of such institutions to make recommendations. The CEO of AGI called for the review of the cross-subsidy in Ghana's electricity tariff regime in order to bring relief to industries and help them compete. Likewise, he called for improvement in interest rates for borrowing.
When your tariff or your electricity bill comes, at residential level, part of it is subsidized by industry. This policy was there way back when industry was taking about 70% of the total electricity produced. Today, we have become so sophisticated. We have air conditioners in our homes, we sleep in it. So the residential usage has gone up to about 50% or more. And we are still asking industry to subsidize residential users, making us uncompetitive. If you have high tariff level, electricity cost in Ghana is one of the highest, not just within West Africa, but within Africa and beyond. If electricity cost is that high, cost of capital is that high. Today, what is the policy rate? 19%. So you can't get interest rate below 25 to 30%. These are the conditions we are talking about.
Kwame Jantua, an AGI member, also called for the upscaling of Ghana's industrial salt production due to Ghana's competitive advantage in that commodity.
The export potential of industrial salt production is huge. So you look at countries that have excess snow during the winter, they use industrial salt to melt the snow on the streets. Can you imagine if we are producing industrial salt, the quantum of money we would make? And salt makes more money than oil and gas. Nigeria alone would take the entire salt production of Ghana. Right now, they import from Brazil, and they are next door to us.
All right, still staying on AfCFTA, Ghana launched its National Policy Framework, an action plan for the continental free trade. We at Iron Ports, being keen on the progress of AfCFTA, sought to find out what this move means and what we should expect from this move and how it impacts on the nation's trading objectives. Here are highlights from that discussion.
So what do you make of the event itself and this particular framework that has been rolled out?
I think this is the first time I've seen Ghana coming closer to perfection in terms of translating a multilateral agreement in a way that becomes a workable document that brings all stakeholders together. So I think it's a very good document for a start, and I think Ghana is one of the countries that have taken the lead in terms of getting this policy framework. And if you look at what happened in January 1st, Ghana did symbolic trading. That was last year. All these things shows that Ghana is actually on the lead. We've had opportunity to travel across most African countries. And you can see that on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say that Ghana is kind of leading. In Ghana, we say in a comfortable lead among in terms of what government is doing. Of course, there are other things that macroeconomic indicators, cost of borrowing, that
those are factors that are militating against
Ghana's private sector competitiveness. But what government is doing, I think we should laud government and its effort. There's still some work that needs to be done. And for a private sector to be able to trade, they also need to have their own management structure in such a way that they can't be able to function operationally. We did a study last year assessing the framework conditions that are needed to allow SMEs to take advantage of the AfCFTA. And one of the key things that we found in that study was that most of the SMEs do not have a very robust management systems. They don't even have quality certification. They don't even have export licenses, and they don't even have funds to be able to export, because when you are exporting products, you should have a credit to be able to give to the importer from the other side. Say that maybe it is 90 days or 60-day or 30-day credit. You should have resources, but most of SMEs do not have. Of course, the bigger ones do have. Those in Tema free zones, and some of them have, but the local indigenous SMEs do not have those kind of structures and the support. So the national level is ready, but the firm level. So I think at this time it will be very helpful to decouple the state level of readiness from the individual firm level of readiness. And I would say that a lot of work needs to go at the firm level.
Outlined in the policy document that was launched by the president are interventions that are geared towards the harmonization of laws, programs and policies. Can you please tell us what this can do, or what it will propel us to?
These are laws which are not new. especially the one that has to do with trade facilitation. It's more or less similar to the WTO trade facilitation agreement. And what the framework and action plan looks at is how to incorporate the AfCFTA laws into our own laws, and also to harmonize the various policies and laws so that at least they are in tune with what has been discussed at the policy level, at the AfCFTA level. And the document looks at the various components, not only trade policy, it also looks at trade facilitation, it also looks at trade information, it also touches on trade finance, which is key, and then also look at market integration. So it looks at the laws that affect these various components. I think there are about 7 components in there. Yeah, 7 components in there.
Now, I think that the private sector will not be able to, as it were, function effectively without close collaboration with the public sector. How can we draw the line to ensure that we empower the private sector to be able to seriously take advantage of this agreement?
It starts with sensitization, and I know ICC has been working with the National Coordination Office on disseminating information as far as the work of the AfCFTA Secretariat is concerned. We've been doing that for almost a year. The other issue has to do with, I think the ministry is also doing a lot. Government identified about 100 or 200 companies which they believe their capacity can be built to access the markets they are already working with, and also to look at new markets, and also to improve on our product standards also come in, and then also to look at new products. We may have some new products that we've not really thought of exporting, but maybe in big demand or serious demand on the continent.
We are told, like I mentioned earlier in my submission, my question to you, that in January last year, only 2 companies were able to, ship out of Ghana under AfTA. And so, what do you mean when you say trading has begun? And I also said that the ordinary man out there who's into business is not able to, ship outside under AfTA at the moment, and so to him, nothing is happening.
2 were able to ship. Once the numbers, you don't expect the numbers to grow all of a sudden. It's not an event. It takes time. These are companies that were already exporting to those countries under different protocols, and now they have to export under AfTA. So if it's a country within ECOWAS, then previous engagements were under the ECOWAS protocols. So you already have your market, your partner in the neighboring country that you export to, and now you want to move from ECOWAS to AfCFTA, duty-free, quota-free. The level of readiness is varies in every country. So we may be ready. You export to Guinea or Senegal or any other place, you may get, your goods may get in there, and the customs officer over there may not be up to date with the development of the necessary documentation as far as AfTA is concerned. So it takes time. These challenges, we should expect it. That's how come now they want to fast track by looking at a few countries that they believe are up to speed with implementation, so that those 7 countries can start trading, and then we see the volumes grow gradually. Then the others may learn. Then as we make those 7 countries make their mistakes, the others may learn, and then we correct those mistakes.
All right, now that we have heard from our experts from the trade sector, let us also hear from you on your comments and questions on the subject that was just discussed. My name is Isaac from Takwa. Please ask the ICC man if the private sector in Ghana has the productive capacity to be able to meet the market outside Ghana. Hi, Isaac. Emmanuel Doni Kwame did not specify whether or not the private sector in Ghana has the productive capacity. However, he said one effective way private sector members can support each other is by cross-border investment, where actors from different African countries can invest in other party states to scale up their productive capacity. This comes from Mark Kofi on Facebook. He says, "Great interview and reports. How do I get connected with the host?" Hi Mark, we have seen your message and we will get in contact with you soon. Thank you. Keep watching Iron Port. So we at Iron Port are very hopeful for the fortunes of the National AfCFTA Policy Framework and Action Plan. We urge both private and public sector to stay committed to the implementation of this plan. Iron Port returns shortly. Stay tuned.
Every now and again, GOIL makes good things happen. This time, GOIL has introduced Super XP Ron 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. GOIL Super XP Ron 95 gives you a smooth driving experience, that is, less vibrations. Fill up with GOIL Super XP Ron 95. Now there's no need to pay more for any higher grade fuel. GOIL has that sorted. GOIL, good energy.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance Motor Policy. Currently, my goods are on the IC covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance.
Oh, Ajima,
tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating great opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Welcome back. Now some local stories from the Port and Maritime Ministry of Ghana next. The Elmina Fishing Port project is 89% complete, with construction expected to be rounded up in December this year. Speaking to the media following an inspection of the project, the Minister for Transport, Kweku Foresiama, has revealed that the €105 million project is expected to be commissioned by the first quarter of 2023. The Fishing Port project financed by the Belgian government, when completed, will have a main fishing harbour, administrative buildings, a shed for the fish market, a shed for fishing net mending, 2 cold stores and ice factories, a new slipway for bigger vessels with a boat refurbishment area, a toilet block, a fuel station, a daycare center and access roads. The minister reiterated the president and government's commitment to develop Ghana's fishing sector, culminating in the development of the 12 fishing ports and fish landing sites across the coastal regions of the country.
Look at the condition with which our ladies, our mummies and our sisters are working. Very appalling. And the president has set himself out there, look, I need to provide a very decent working place for our people. So we are upgrading this place into a fishing harbour. Right. We have a secondary fishing harbour. We have a Tema fishing harbour. Yeah. There are 2 fishing harbours we are building in addition. Right. Here and Jamestown. Right. In Accra. Right. And this place is going to be handed over. They will finish this fishing harbour latest by the first quarter of next year. Right.
Kweku Foresiama urged the direct beneficiaries of the fishing port facility to maintain an appropriate maintenance culture when it is handed over for use.
They should continue to collaborate with the contractors to enable them to complete their work in due time. And when it is that is handed over to them, the issue of culture of maintenance is a problem in this country. Let all of us cooperate with the authorities so that we can maintain this facility for the generation unborn to also benefit from it.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has held an award ceremony for staff of the authority who have distinguished themselves in the line of duty. In all, more than 100 working staff of the authority were recognized for their contribution to the growth of the authority. The award ceremony, which was held simultaneously at the Port of Takoradi and Port of Tema, was to appreciate the efforts of the staff in contributing to the success of the authority for the year 2018, 2019 and 2020. This included Best Worker Awards from each department of the authority, as well as overall awards for the Port of Tema, Port of Takoradi and the headquarters. The overall best workers for the year 2018 were Messinati, Ben Egan, Frank Jabano, Sanusi Sulemana, Justice Sessa and John Doku. For the year 2019, the best workers included Vincent Abamna, Emmanuel Eshen, Imbe Apia, Priscilla Ajimandei, Francis Eshen, and Kwame Boateng. For the year 2020, the best workers included Joseph Ninoy, Rita Kujo, Labran Barry, George Coney, Frank Pra, and Anthony Quason. The leading oil marketing company in Ghana, GOIL, has held a promotional activity at its Afenya toll booth service station to mark 2 years since the inception of the service station. Some patrons were presented with gifts for their continuous patronage of the service station since it was opened. The Tema zonal manager of GOIL, Rita Ado, reassured customers of GOIL of continued delivery of quality services and products and urged them to continue to keep faith with the GOIL brand.
We urge you to continue to serve your customers with the right fuels and lubricants and at the right quantity and quality. I also urge you to allow your customers to leave the station with a smile on their faces. Yes, that is the good energy that comes with a smile. To our esteemed customers, may you continue to patronize the station and other bus stations when you find yourself out of this jurisdiction.
The dealer of the Afenya GOIL service station, Reverend Georgina Oludebi, said the quality of GOIL's products are unmatched and assured customers of high-level customer service.
There's no other station apart from GOIL that is number one. So when we talk about GOIL, then and if you get yourself associated with it, then it means you're on top. Because going round, when it comes to the fuel, I mean the authenticity and their locations, they are well spread across the nation. That is why, that's the number one factor that made us get ourselves associated with GOIL.
The beneficiaries of the promotion expressed joy at the rewards from GOIL and encouraged the public to patronize GOIL products due to their efficacy.
Now let us go to the global shipping and maritime industry to pick a few stories from that end. The Port of Shanghai is reporting that it set a new monthly record for the total number of containers moving through what is already recognized as the world's busiest container port. The volume growth comes as the port recovered from the earlier COVID-19 related lockdowns and is part of a new surge in volume across many of China's largest container ports. The Shanghai International Ports Group released a preliminary total for the Shanghai Port Complex, saying it handled more than 4.3 million containers in July. This compares with a previous record of 4.2 million containers in October 2020. The shipping industry is continuing its adoption of LNG-fueled propulsion as the current leader within the alternative fuel sector for new builds. According to the latest updates from DNV in its Alternative Fuel Insights report, 9 additional LNG fuel vessels were ordered in July, pushing the total order book above 500 vessels by 2028, which is approaching nearly 2 times the fleet of in-service LNG-fueled vessels. DNV, the world's largest classification society, reports that there are currently 313 in-service vessels operating on LNG, mostly with dual-fuel engines. The number has grown rapidly over the last 8 years, compared, for example, to 2014, when there were just 50 LNG-fueled vessels in service. Alright, so you might have come across the phrase bill of lading. In our Word of the Day segment today, we will tell you what the bill of lading is. Bill of lading. A bill of lading is a legally binding document issued by a carrier to a shipper that authorizes the carrier to transport goods on their behalf. It contains details about the shipment and serves as a receipt of freight transportation, a document of title to the goods shipped, and a contract of agreed terms and conditions for transportation. It's time for the schedule of vessels that have berthed in the ports of Tema and Takoradi, and those are the anchorages of both ports, as well as those expected in the coming weeks. Also, the Bank of Ghana exchange rates, which you may need to know to clear your cargo with. This is where we draw the curtain on today's edition of Iron Port. We hope you've been informed and educated. You know you can watch all Iron Port content on our YouTube channel, Iron Port. Remember to subscribe, like, and give us feedback. Thank you for watching.